Thank you for joining us. I'm Ashlea Evans. In today's rapidly evolving business landscape, data analytics has become a game changer, offering companies a competitive edge by turning raw data into actionable insights. Today, we're joined by Tatenda Gweshe, the head of a newly established division at AAGroup called Data Lab. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Ashley.
So tell us about Data Lab.
So essentially, as you've mentioned, we take raw data and turn it into actionable insights. So this is across our various clients. So you look at channel and incentives, where we try and incentivize agents to upsell in terms of their products that they have for their customer and clients.
And how do you take your clients' needs and tailor those programs to it?
We take the raw data that we have, and from that raw data, we're able to decipher exactly what the clients or their customers need within that loyalty space. So for example, we know that at the end of the month, some customers, they just need something that they can get in terms of getting to the end of the month, in terms of fuel or airtime or buying data. And others, they're looking for more luxury goods. So for example, can you get me onto a first-class flight? Can you get me into a five-star hotel? So by looking at that data, we're able to decipher in terms of which customer fits into which segment, and from that segment, tailor our products or our insights to the products that can match that customer for that client, bringing enough value for the customer as well as for the client as well.
So it's really about tailoring each of those programs. Now that is one of the challenges. What are some of the other mistakes that corporations make?
So some of the mistakes that they make is that when it comes to their data departments, they act as novelists rather than journalists. So when it comes to being a data scientist or data engineer, you want to get to the root cause of the issue when it comes to the client problem. So what is that 3-second, 30-second pitch that you can give that gives enough information for that client to make a decision around whether it's loyalty or whether it's employee engagement or channel incentives?
Now, data like this can really help HR departments in terms of retention and keeping those top skilled employees. Tell us more about that.
So when it comes to retention, what we do is that we build retention models that can predict who's likely going to leave the organization. And I know that some people would think that, okay, isn't that something that you can think about intuitively? Essentially, what we're trying to get at is that we understand that with years of experience being in HR, you're able to tell that based on people's behaviors, you are actually able to predict who's going to leave the organization. But there are some times when you miss that, and that's where data becomes important.
And information like that is invaluable.
Yes.
But now looking at calculating the value or the return on investment of a program like this, how do you calculate that?
So often it is very difficult to measure return on investment on a program. But what helps is having a key metric that you measure in terms of what you want out of the program. So you can look at, for example, like, has there been an increase in sales by people being on the program? Are people engaging with the program as much as we want to? And also looking at lifetime value of the customer or client. So the one that I like really is the lifetime value, because it speaks to that emotional engagement that you have to that brand.
Now looking at call centers, how can analytics be used to enhance customer experiences in call centers?
I think people undervalue the importance of analytics on call centers. What we've realized is that in big corporations that have call centers, there are tens of thousands of inbound calls that come into the call center. From those calls, it's only a fraction of them that are actually assessed by humans or by people. So, for example, only 5% of calls might actually be listened to and get that valuable insights that can help, whether it's with coming to a conclusion in terms of how people are performing on calls, so agents performing on calls, or insights into how customers are engaging with the product. And it's the same as well when it comes to getting insights from call center recordings. So we can actually determine what is it that people are engaging with when it comes to the product or service without actually conducting a survey where we ask them that. That information can be gathered from call center.
And while Data Lab is very forward-thinking and forward-moving, what do you feel is the future?
For me, the future is a unified platform where we're able to see per customer, what is it that they actually attracts them to certain products, certain experiences, certain services.
Well, Tatenda, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.